Sonny Liston's life has been shrouded in mystery since the beginning. The ending of Liston's life has led to many theories about what actually happened, but the beginning of his life is also not very clear either. Charles L. Liston's date of birth is listed as May 8, 1932. However, the chances of this being accurate aren't great. At the time, the state of Arkansas did not require a birth certificate until 1965, and Liston was not born in a hospital. Therefore, there is no official record of his birth. His mother has said different ages, and Liston himself has also said different ages and dates. Liston had a rough upbringing, growing up on a plantation and the victim of abuse from his father. At the age of 13, Sonny left his father and went to St. Louis to be with his mother. Sonny struggled in school and turned to crime. He was well known by the police, who began to keep a picture of him on their cars. Sonny had a long list of crimes, but ultimately an armed robbery is what sent him to jail for 5 years and serving 2. It was in prison where he discovered boxing. Liston had even won the jail's heavyweight championship. The director of the prison gym helped secure Liston's early release. Upon being paroled, Liston had an amateur boxing career in which he captured the Golden Gloves. He was on the mob's radar, and he began working as an enforcer for them. The mob helped set up fights for Sonny, and their strong ties to the boxing world would make it difficult for Sonny to avoid them. Liston was under the management of mobsters Frankie Carbo and Blinky Palermo, who controlled his career. Eventually, Liston became a professional fighter. However, this was interrupted due to Liston getting in trouble several times with the law, causing him to leave St. Louis and make his way to Philadelphia. Liston eventually earned the opportunity to fight for a world title, but many did not want him to fight Floyd Patterson, who was the heavyweight champion at the time due to his ties to organized crime. Liston was viewed as being morally reprehensible. Racist terms were often used when talking about Liston. He was seen as evil. The fight between Patterson and Liston was eventually made. Liston made short work of Patterson, becoming the heavyweight champion of the world. He had thought that he would be greeted by supporters when he returned to Philadelphia. He had even memorized a speech that he would give, but nobody was there to welcome him. Liston also faced Muhammad Ali, in which ended up being one of the biggest upsets after Ali prevailed. Many called out Liston for quitting. However, it was confirmed by many people that Liston truly did have a shoulder injury. In the rematch with Ali, Liston was defeated once again, prompting discussions of whether the fight was fixed due to the phantom punch. In the years following this loss, Liston made the move to Las Vegas. Liston's final fight came in 1970 when he faced Chuck Wepner in a match that left Wepner bloody and needing several stitches. Sonny's wife, Geraldine, had gone on a trip to St. Louis to spend Christmas with her mother. While on that trip, Geraldine was unable to get in contact with Sonny. She returned to their home in Nevada on January 5, 1971, and was greeted by a foul odor. She went upstairs and in the main bedroom discovered Sonny's lifeless body. Geraldine did not immediately inform law enforcement, but instead called a lawyer and then a doctor. She was hoping desperately that Sonny was alive, but he was confirmed to be dead. The Las Vegas police did not find any signs of foul play and declared his death as a heroin overdose. The heroin, however, was not believed to be enough to result in his death. His badly decomposed body made tests inconclusive. Liston's official cause of death was listed as lung congestion and heart failure. 3 bags of heroin were found in the kitchen, a small amount of marijuana was found in his pocket, and a syringe was also found near his body. The official date of his death was listed as December 30th, 1970. Many different theories have formed about what truly happened to Sonny Liston. People around Liston state that Sonny was afraid of needles and refused to go to the doctor. So what would explain the needle mark? A month before his death, Sonny was involved in a car accident that required him to go to the hospital, and the needle marks were caused by the IV he received. The first theory is that Liston did indeed die from a drug overdose. It is said that during his time in Vegas, Liston began drinking heavily. It is certainly possible that a life of drug and alcohol abuse contributed to his death. Another theory, if you are of the belief that Liston threw the fight with Ali, is that after being promised money to lose the fight, he never received anything in return. In need of financial help, he eventually asked for his share and threatened to tell his story to the world, causing him to be murdered. Sonny Liston died just 6 months after the Chuck Wepner fight, and many have theorized that Liston was supposed to throw this fight, but instead decided to beat Wepner. This upset the mob, who lost money betting on Wepner, and decided to take out Liston, who was more trouble than good at this point. While in Las Vegas, Liston became involved in the selling of drugs and associating with very dangerous characters. This causes many to believe that his involvement in the selling of drugs is what caused his death. A drug raid was conducted on a place where Liston had been, which could have gave the drug dealer suspicion that Liston informed the cops. Many believe that it was an overdose that Liston died from, but one that was forced upon him. He knew too much and the mob killed him, making it look like an overdose. There is no doubt of Liston's connections to the underworld, and the murky circumstances surrounding his death only fuels theories. Liston was a man who had a rough upbringing and was misunderstood for most of his life. It is sad that even while at the top of boxing, he was never given the admiration he deserved. However, the legacy of one of the most legendary and intimidating boxers to ever live is etched in history.